Good afternoon and happy Leo full moon. Sending you so much warmth to you and yours. Let's get into it. So I love this energy. I know this energy well, Leo moons. Anyway, I want to talk about this moon quite differently than I've spoken about it in the past. So in the past, I've spoken about this moon as your time to shine, time to have courage, time to step fully into yourself. While all of that remains true, I thought that I would talk about this moon not so much from the perspective of the lion, but perspective of the lioness. And to speak about the energy of the lioness, I have to honor the lioness gods that existed in ancient Egypt. So yes, you'll hear me mention Sekhmet, but you will also hear me talk about other lion-headed goddesses that existed. So the energy of a lion-headed goddess was often associated with aggression and fury and danger. These female deities and goddesses were revered and venerated as daughters of the sun god. And they had what was called the solar eye, the eye that would turn red in reflection of the sun, but also in reflection of their fury. And there's lots to be angry about now. And women, and particularly, we are fed up. We are deeply angered, and our solar eyes are all turned on. Lionesses, though they're violent and fierce, they're fiercely protective of the young, they're fiercely protected of the pregnant mom, and they're fiercely protected of those in vulnerable situations. And so, yes, we have every right to be angry, particularly when we see the abuse that's happening around us with our vulnerable populations, our vulnerable family members and community. Yes, we rage and we ask for divine justice to be met out, right? So these lionesses dispense wrath with their teeth, their claws, and their whole chest, favoring divine justice. So if we are angry now and we're speaking up, this is in us. This is very much a part of our lion-heartedness. These Leonian goddesses were a combination of destruction and the nurturing mother, right? So while they were wrathful and while they were meting out divine justice, they were also deeply protective of the mother and of fertility and of children. And these goddesses secured cosmic order because of this balance. So cosmic order is secured because of our anger, because of our wrath. Because of our anger and our wrath, we catalyze change. So let no one tell you that it's not okay to be angry right now when we see gross injustice. We have every right to be angry at this time. And securing cosmic order was always the work of the feminine. And securing cosmic order looks like the balance of wrath and fury with compassion and lion-hearted compassion, courage, braveness, care, protection. That is also the balance of anger and fury. These lion-headed goddesses also predicted fate and fortune at the beginning of the new year. They were the ones who sat in moments of transition to understand fate and fortune and what would become of us through transition. Calling in women is always a benefit. You hear me? Calling in women is always a benefit. And any place that does not call in the divine feminine cannot stand and will not stand. These lion-headed goddesses commanded every season, and they also commanded disease and pestilence over, through their wrath. So be careful. This is the time to trust in your own boldness and your own courage. This is the time to have a deep trust in the strength of your heart, that your heart can withstand, that your heart is created to be a warrior. Your heart is created not to only be the warrior for you, but your heart is created to be a warrior for those around you that are most vulnerable. And you want to tap into this wisdom of this magnificent energy of a Leo full moon to give you the boldness and the courage and the heart, right, that's necessary at this time to stand boldly in your convictions. This is also, these goddesses were appeased, these dangerous goddesses were appeased with drink and music and offerings. And it was through this that you can gain their protection and guardianship. So this is also a time to celebrate with your community. This is also a time to hold joy present, to hold up your community. This is a time to cook something, play music, dance with your community, celebrate wins. Understand that it is through your nurturing, divine, feminine heart that we can create a better world and create a better future for our children and other people. So even though we might be angry, how do we balance that anger by seeing the need to celebrate and have joy? There's a lot of grief too that comes up with anger, right? Fear and grief feeds anger. So we may be feeling a lot of fear and a lot of grief at this time. And so we may not be in the mood to celebrate. But what we can do over this full moon is to hold someone else during this full moon. Lift someone else up. Leo is often thought of the sign, another individual kind of sign. But I'm here to tell you that Leo has a very social energy towards it. And socializing is a way to appease that wrathful goddess that might be wanting action right now inside of you. Have a drink, hang with a few of your friends, make offerings of music, make offerings of dance over that wrathful goddess inside of you, and know when it's the right time to act, and let whatever anger you're feeling catalyze change. Anger is a catalyst. I was just teaching my class on Wednesday night, and we were discussing nourishing your anger. And one of the things that we talked about is that even herbs have catalysts. There is a need for catalyst in medicine. In order for the medicine to enter the cells, there must be a catalyst herb in every formula. And I feel like we need a catalyst herb. We need a catalyst person. We need a catalyst ancestor. We need a catalyst in every one of our social groups. Because you know what? They're the ones who are going to keep us present to what does it mean to create change, because we're so pissed off, right? So if you are that catalyst, hooray to you. For those of us with Leo moons that know that we are the creative catalyst behind so much action, hooray to you. This is your time indeed to step up and shine, our Leo, because you are catalyzing us in many ways that we need to break out of our inertia and really notice what's happening. But you are also catalyzing us to honor our divine beauty and feminine in not in a binary way, but to honor all aspects of ourselves. We honor the anger, we honor the protection, we honor the nurturing, we honor the love, we honor the fury, and we honor the wrath. All of it makes up a whole, makes up a divine feminine person that is a woman. And no one can explain this better than mothers, because mothers know how to balance all of those because we know what it is to protect our children. And many times we have to balance all of those in order to be protected in this world. I will talk about the herbs. Follow me over on YouTube for that. Until then, take good care. Bye-bye. So the herbs that I'm recommending for this season and appeasing this goddess, appeasing the goddess of fire and wrath inside of us. Some of them are cooling and some of them are not. The first one I want to start talking about is dandelion. The reason I selected dandelion is that dandelion is a beautiful catalyst for alchemizing anger, for getting anger out and then alchemizing it into something beautiful. And oftentimes this means that it's alchemized into speech, it's alchemized into our writings, it's alchemized into poetry, it's alchemized in all these beautiful ways. So dandelion could be really beautiful at this time. It's beautiful protection and support for the liver. And so as beautiful protection and support for the liver, dandelion also helps us manage anger and it being overly angry, which causes the body to be inflamed and broken out. Dandelion helps with processing that energy so that we can take care of the liver better. So dandelion is one of the herbs I'm recommending. I'm also recommending ginger here because I feel like ginger is a beautiful, beautiful herb for removing stagnation. So if we feel frozen in fear and also really deeply grieving what's happening around us, ginger could be really beautiful for breaking up that fear, breaking up that frozenness, breaking up that stagnation, and really allowing you to create change and movement that we're needing at this time. I love calendula also, which is called Bride of the Sun. And we know that the Bride of the Sun is furious. We know that the Bride of the Sun is alive and full of light. And this Leo full moon reminds us that we are also alive and full of light in spite of the times that we're living in. So if you're needing some warmth and some cheer in your life, calendula is the herb to lean on, creating happiness. Going through this during a very cold, dark winter can be really hard, and calendula is that light that comes into our life. So I'm going to say yes to calendula for an herb of this full moon. My last one is the herb that you're probably going to hear me talk at length about this year, because for me, it is my herb of the year. And I'm telling you that early, but for me, it is my herb of the year, and that herb is linden. You'll hear me talk more about that when I talk about the year of the horse energy, so be back for that. But for now, linden flowers, linden leaf and flower is certainly one of the most beautiful ways in which we can calm our heart, really tap into the heart's energy, and to elicit the forces that you need to focus on now, elicit the energy that catalyzes you and your family to movement and your community, but also deeply protective of our heart, the energy of our heart, but the heart itself. So those are my herbal recommendations to you. I look forward to sharing more with you. You'll see me back. I'll be talking about Year of the Horse. I'll be sharing a Year of the Horse tea recipe. Please follow me on all my platforms for more of that information. Until then, take very, very good care of yourself. Sending you so much joy during this Leo full moon. Take care. Bye-bye.